Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you work out the median from a table. So I've already made a video previously to this looking at how you work out the mean, mode and range, but the median is slightly trickier, which is why I've done a separate video for it. So I've got 4 examples. I'm going to show you 2 methods of how you can work it out. Okay, so let's get started. The first one here, I've just got a very small table, so I've got the shoe size of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm told the frequency for each one. So remember, frequency just means how many. So this means I have 1 3, I have 2 4s, I have 2 5s, and so on. And that is actually what you do for the first method. When you've got a low frequency, like I do in this case, what you can do is take it out of the table and write it as a list, which most people are very happy to work out the median from. So let's do that first then. So like I said, I have 1 3, I have 2 4s, I have 2 5s, I have 1 6, I have 3 7s, 1, 2, 3, and then I have 1 8. So that's the first thing that you can do, or the first way you could do it is just take out those numbers from the table into a list, and then they're already in order, and then you can start crossing them off to work out which number is in the middle. Which in this case, okay, so we've got 5 and 6 here. So remember, we go in the middle or add them together to get 5 add 6, which is 11, and half it. So in this case, the median is 5.5. Nice and simple for this one here. Exactly the same technique here. I'm just going to show you this one as well, just in case you didn't quite get this one. So again, I have 1 3. So I'm going to take it out of the table again. I have 3 4s. 1, 2, 3. I have 2 5s. I have 1 6, I have 3 7s, and 3 8s. Okay, so you can just take it out of the table, already in order, and then you can start crossing off from the ends like you would have done many times in finding the average from a list. In this case, the median is 6. Okay, so that's the first way of working out the median from a table. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, but what happens if the numbers are quite big? And instead of being out of a low number like these ones are, it's out of a much bigger number. You don't want to be writing out all of these. It's going to waste time. Although you get the right answer, it will take a lot of time. So there is a quicker way of doing it. Now, to explain that, I'm still going to use these 2 examples, and then we'll do 2 questions after that. So what you need to do, what most people think, is they know you need to work out the middle value. So what they do is they add up the total. They go, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they go, okay, I've got 10 values, or 10 people, whatever the frequency is. If I want the middle value, I'll half it, so I want the 5th value. Now, 99% of the time that will work. However, it will fail on certain questions, which I've deliberately got an example of later. But look what happens. If you want the 5th value, that's the first, that's the second, third, fourth, 5th. If you did that, it would say that the median is 5. But in fact, the median is actually 5.5. So it doesn't work. Exactly the same thing here. If we calculate the total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 in total. If you half it, you get the 6.5 value, 6.5th value, whatever. In which case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would tell you the median is actually 5.5, which of course is wrong. These are both wrong. So by doing that method, it doesn't work. So what you need to do is find a way of finding this value and this value, and this is how you do it. You take the total, so in this case it was 10, and you add 1. So that gets us 11. Okay, you then half that to get 5.5, and that is the value that you look for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want the value that's between 5 and 6 to get 5.5, which is this value here. Okay, which actually is 5.5. This one here, exactly the same thing. The total was 13. I'm going to add 1 to the total to get 14, and I'm going to half it. So I want the 7th value in this list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which we already know is the median. So I want the 7th value. In this case, it is 6. Okay. So that's how it works with the two examples that we've just got here. Let's try and do it without the lists and see if we can do it. So here we go. I've got just a normal one here again with the shoe size, but the numbers are much bigger. And I've got grouped one here, group data here, just to show it's exactly the same trick. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is work out the total. So I'm just going to quickly do that with a calculator. So 7 plus 14 plus 9 plus 21 plus 8 plus 1 gives me a total of 60. Okay, so I'm not going to half that and find the 30th value. I'm going to do our little trick and add 1 to get 61. And then I'm going to do 61 divided by 2, which is going to give me 30.5. Okay, so I want the value, the median is the value between the 30th value and the 31st value. Okay, so it's going to be between these two values. So that's what we now need to work out. So we can do it either side. You can start from the bottom or work your way down from the top. It's entirely up to you. But I have 7 here. So there's 7 values there. Plus another 14. So that's going to give me 21 values. And then I've got 9 here, which gives me 30. So the 30th value is actually going to be in here, which is 5. So the 30th value is 5. Okay, I'll just do that again. So 7 here, add another 14, it's going to be 21, add 9, so the 30th value out of all the 60 is going to be a 5. I then need the 31st value. So again, if 7 add 14 add 9 is 30, the 31st value must be in here, which is a 6. And again, you could come from this direction. 1 add 8 is 9, and then 21, so that's 30. So that tells us going 30, 60 down 30 is going to give us the 31st value, which is 6. I prefer working up, but you could technically go that way. So if the 30th value is 5 and the 31st value is 6, and the median is in between the two of them, the median in this case must be 5.5. Okay. Let's have a look at this one using the same technique. I need the total, so 11 plus 57 plus 14 plus 8 plus 7 plus 2 gives me 99. So the total of that is 99. Using our trick, I'm going to add 1 to it to get it to be 100. And then once I've added 1, I'm then going to half it, and I want the 50th value. Okay, so I don't have to worry, because it's not in between any values here, so I don't have to do what I did here and work out the value below, the value above it, and then go in between them. I just want the 50th value. So it's very similar to our second one here, where you actually just work out the exact value of what you want. Okay, so where is the 50th value? So I'm going to start from this end. I have 11 here, and I have 57 here. So that takes me up to the 68th value. So the 50th value is somewhere in here. So the median for this one here is going to be in this group, which is x is bigger than 10, but less than or equal to 20. So that one was quite nice. Okay, so slightly different to what you might have thought. It's just the only little extra step you need to do is just add this one. And if it is a decimal, like here, just make sure you go one below, one above, and then obviously go in between them. Most of the time, like I said, 99% of the time, these will be the same, and it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be quite nice and easy to find. But this case here just proves that doing that first method doesn't quite work. You will, in some cases, have one that's different to the other, and you need to go in between them like this. Okay, so hopefully you remember that method. Definitely do some practice on it, because practice makes perfect, but that is the best strategy. Either one, if it's nice and low numbers like in the first two, probably easier just to take them out and do it that way. If you do have big numbers, it's probably a bit quicker to do it that way. So hopefully that clears up a few things. Thanks for watching, guys.